Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I am your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. And today, we're taking a look at the Lamentations of the Flame Princess hardcover referee book crowdfunded project. This is a little bit of an albatross in the hobby right now, because when this was crowdfunded, I believe, in October of 2013. We are now coming up. October 2013 is next month, right? 8 years ago. Holy shit! And here's the funny thing: when it was pitched, when it was out there, when it was funding, James Raggy was like, "Hey, I'm going to make a funny delayed date because everybody in this community gets these dates wrong. Nobody gets these dates right. So I'm going to set a date that's hilariously in the future. We'll never get there. We'll be done way beforehand." And what date was that? There we go. You can barely see it. January 2019. So, what happened in January 2019? We had nothing. All right. Now, where are we now? We still have nothing. It's not that James hasn't published and produced other work. James raised just short of $35,000 US for this project back in 2013. I personally don't believe it is a priority for James right now. Why is that? Well, we almost had the implosion of Lamentations of the Flame Princess as a publishing company. Was it last year? When government debts were all coming due, and James survived it. He did. He raised the money. This community is great when it comes to people in need, publishers in need. James does good work. Some of it's unusable in a campaign, but it's certainly well produced, amazing artwork, physical quality is great, writing is strong. Like I said, some of it's just unusable in a campaign. When your best way to solve an adventure is to never go on the adventure, and the adventure says so, yeah, it might work fine as a convention game. But really, the rough book, it was sold to us as there's no way in hell that's going to take me until January of 2019 to complete this project. And here we are, September 2021. So we are over 18 months later, a year and a half past that. We don't have it, right? We don't have the project. Now, I will say James did some smart things. Shipping was going to be charged when you made the purchase. And I got news for anybody who's purchasing this, who backed and is overseas from Finland. Shipping has gone up a huge fuck ton since this funded. Okay? It is huge. So it's a good thing that you already, took this money out of your budget back in 2013, because you're probably going to be paying close to whatever the book is going to be costing in 2022, 2023, 2024, whenever this finally ships. So, when is the last update on this? And I know James gets upset. He's like, I shouldn't have to do updates. The media requires these updates. I shouldn't have to do updates. Well, here's the thing. The people who funded this project, the people who put their money up, they put their money up on Indiegogo. This is where they're going to find their updates on this project. They're not going to Facebook. They're not going to the Lamentations of the Flame Princess webpage forums, which, by the way, crowdfunding projects, I don't think have been updated there since, 2018. So that's neither here nor there, right? So when was the last update? Updates, here we go. Last update, February 2020. So, hey, look at that. Last update is also over a year and a half ago. The big news was that a year and a half ago, James said he had the complete draft in hand at roughly 296,000 pages. Now, obviously, that's going to need some trimming. He figured it would trim 10 to 20%. I'm going to guess trimming of this is going to have to be closer to 30 to 50%. The page count is ridiculous otherwise, or the font's going to be ridiculous, and old men like me won't be able to read the shit. But in any case, James hinted that it should be quite the exciting end part of the year. And he goes, I just jinxed it, didn't I? I would call it a jinx, but you haven't updated this project in over a year and a half. So when you go to the comments, what do you read in the comments? All right, let's go back. Should we go back 18 months? I don't know. Let's see. He can at least get a look. Can we at least get a look at the draft? This is from a year ago. Fuck, for all the other rough book backers, looks as if we don't want our $33,338 loan to never get repaid nor yield a ref book. We better buy some shit from Lamentations. This was last year when even I talked about it. Lamentations was in dire straits. There was a sale. You needed to pick up stuff. And we did. I did. All right? Kind of thought maybe he was throwing good money after bad, but I do have faith in James. I just don't have faith in this project at the moment. Howdy, you all. Like many of us, I'm a bit disappointed with the current situation. Raggy has had financial troubles, and this book won't likely be funded. This is what I see so far. Okay. At this stage, I want to launch a proposal to anyone like me who wants to at least read the contents of this book. So people were asking for basically PDF versions. 11 months ago, things had become very quiet here, so I thought I would comment just to let everyone know that I am still looking forward to the Lamentations hardcover referee book. 8 months ago, still waiting for it. Happy New Year. Another 8 months ago, please release something. We would love to see the draft at least. 3 months ago, what in the non-hell is going on with this project? I don't have a Facebook, and I shouldn't have to do detective work across Discord, Twitter, and message boards to find scraps of rumor as to its status. And I'm going to say this, and forgive me for lumping James in with, Gareth. But Gareth doesn't update his Kickstarter either, right? Because when you update your crowdfunding project, when you update on this page, here's the issue. You don't control the feedback. When you update on Facebook, when you update on a forum that you control, when you get the negative ninnies, you can tell them to fucking pound sand and delete their comment. You can't do that on Kickstarter. You can't do that on Indiegogo. So, for a lot, especially the Kickstarters that are hitting that chronic pissing people off status, it almost seems like it's safer not to comment, right? If you comment, all you're going to hear is, where's my shit? So I don't comment. I kind of put my head in the sand, cover my ears, and I hear nothing, I know nothing, I see nothing. I understand it. Doesn't make it right. It's not the way to encourage anyone to back a project ever again. I would assume that in the case of Gareth knows that he's coming up on 10 years late. Sweet child of mine. He's never going to use crowdfunding again. But James was a big crowdfunder. This project probably put a nail on that. I don't see James ever getting folks to pre-order something and then be told they have to wait 8 years, right? That's what we're coming up on, right? 8 years. 8 years after giving James an interest-free loan, backers don't even have a PDF. And I think at this point, a lot of us would say, hey, we'll take the PDF. No harm, no foul. Give me something for the money I spent. I don't think it's too much to ask for. But if nothing else, a year and a half later, update the fucking project. Post an update. Take the hit. You know you're going to get pushback. I know it. You know it. Anybody here knows it. But the problem is, when you make that update, here's the other thing too, folks, that people don't realize. You make an update on Kickstarter, you make an update on Indiegogo, it's an official update. Guess what? Everybody who's a backer gets a push notification in their email. Suddenly, holy shit, I forgot about the ref book. Oh my God, there's an update. Let me go read it. Oh, it's still nowhere near ready to release. Now I'm pissed, right? So if you avoid it, if you avoid the funding platform, you avoid the negative pushback. You avoid the negative feedback. I understand why Gareth, James, others avoid updating where they're supposed to update. They only give updates on platforms that nobody follows or few people follows and not backers. Listen, you get backers that are not diehard Lamentation fans. They don't care about your Facebook. They don't care about your Twitter. They don't care about your Instagram, right? They don't care about your social media. They care about the work that you do, the projects that you put out, and they want to see it. And all I can say, as somebody who backed this and who believes in James's ability to write and owns both editions of Lamentations of Flame Princess as box sets, and I think own pretty much nearly every printed adventure. I want this. I backed it. It's because I want it. And I don't think it's fair to those that backed it to not give us an update in a place where the update deserves to be, on the Indiegogo page. Just my thought. So, on that note, folks, we are still in the midst of the world of the pandemic. Please, I beg of you, use your common sense. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying get vaccinated. I'm not saying wear a mask. You know your medical situation. You know your risk factors. Talk to a medical professional that you trust. Okay, and that knows your situation. Ignore the talking heads on TV and on social media. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. Knock on wood. I'll be back again tomorrow. Talking Crit live, 8 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Bad Mike, and our scheduled special guest, none other than the Greyhawk Grognard, Joe Block. Should be a good time, folks. So, that would be, what, the 8th? September 8th? Looking forward to it. I'll see you then.